Socio, it's the native dev here again. And let's talk about AI today. I think there's still this feeling right now that AI isn't quite good enough yet. Like, I write better code myself, or this is still kind of AI slop territory. And honestly, I felt that way too, even just a few months ago. But something's really shifted at the beginning of this year. Coming into this year, it feels a lot more like the models have crossed the threshold. They've really figured something out with the training, and we can feel it exponentially getting better now. The code they're producing, it's actually really, really good and really clever. A lot of times it's surprising me. Tools like Codex and Claude, they're really blowing me away. And I think we're at a point where if you're not leaning into this, you're gonna feel it soon, by the end of the year. I really think this year is the year. And it's not because AI is going to be replacing developers, but because developers who understand how to use it are just going to be moving a lot faster. And that's where things are going to start feeling a little weird. On one hand, it's absolutely incredible. It's amazing what it's doing. You can spin up features fast. You can generate code instantly. You can build things that would have taken way longer previously. But on the other hand, it also feels a little unstable right now. Like you're constantly fighting drift, and you're constantly having to reprompt and tell it, we all know the joke, no, you're wrong, and then it responds with, oh, you're totally right, and then gives you the other wrong answer again. We feel that. We've all been there. You ask for something, it gives you something close, but it's not quite right, so you tweak the prompt, it fixes one thing and then breaks something else. And then you end up in this loop where you're not really building the system, you're managing the AI's interpretation of the system. And what's interesting is this starts to break a lot of the assumptions we've had for years, even Agile. Agile works really well when humans are writing the code. You define a small piece of behavior, you iterate, you refine it over time. But with AI, even iteration isn't just a small change. It can reinterpret the entire system sometimes, which is what we don't want. So instead of gradual progress, you get inconsistency. Instead of refining behavior, you're constantly realigning intent. So the problem isn't that we need to iterate faster, it's that we need to define things more clearly. And I think that's the core problem. AI isn't bad at coding, it's actually really, really good at coding. What it's bad at is guessing what you mean. I'm going to be repeating that a lot in this series. It's bad at guessing what you mean. When we prompt AI, we're usually describing behavior loosely. We're saying things like, make this screen do this, handle this case, and validate here, add validation here. But we're not actually defining the system precisely. And that's where we want to shift to, defining the system precisely for these AI models. So the AI fills in the gaps, and every time it fills in the gaps, it might fill them in differently. And that's where the inconsistency comes from, and that's where the bugs come from, and that's where the frustration comes from. And that's the shift that led me to contract-oriented programming, which is right now just an idea that I'm still creating. So instead of starting with code, what we want to do is define exactly how the system should behave first. Not in vague prompts, not even in our traditional user stories that we're used to writing up, but in what I'm calling a contract. Something that clearly defines inputs, outputs, rules, and failure cases. So there's nothing left to guess. And once that's in place, AI stops feeling like something I'm fighting and starts feeling like something I'm directing. In the next video, I'm going to break down exactly what a contract looks like and how to start writing one.